6, Joanne Stannard in 7, and Alana Jukic in lane 8. Local derby here in this 200 metres. Already won the 100 metres. Tonight, she's going to take the win here in the 200 metres, 24-22 metres to close the program. It's going to finish. I don't even think a bang's big enough to describe how it's going to finish.
It's going to be an explosion.
Well, it's almost the same as a bang. It needs to get bigger.
I don't know.
It's going to go nuclear.
An eruption.
Oh, I like it. Now, it looks like Tamsin may have caught up with your winner of the men's discus. She's down trackside with Matt Denny.
I am. I'm the lucky person here with Maddie Denny, who threw 64.49 just off that qualifier. Still happy?
Yeah, pretty happy with it considering we travelled yesterday, and actually, to be honest, with the 60 at the start, I was thinking, you know, I'm probably not as fresh as what I wanted to be. So coming up with a 64.5 is pretty awesome, season best, and yeah, there's more to come. So.
It was consistent throwing too, because you threw a couple of 64, so you must be happy with the consistency.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things that we improved on, is that we're more consistent, we're hitting the positions we want, and not that one hit in the rounds. We're actually getting consistent, and that's where the bigger throws come. So
the goal is National Championship Brisbane to try and get over that 65 metres and get that personal best in that qualifier?
Yeah, I was just talking to Trent and my bimec before. I said it's a bit too long between beers with my PB. So, yeah, hopefully the Brisbane or Nationals, and then we'll figure out after that. Hopefully we can hit a big 66 or maybe further and try and get into a Diamond League. So, yeah, loving it.
Well, I reckon you're going pretty well. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the discus, Maddie Denny.
Thank you. Thanks, crowd.
Good insight there from Matt Denny, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him throughout the rest of the summer. Obviously the Queensland Track Classic, and then on through to the Australian Athletics Championships in Sydney, which should be one massive week of athletics starting on Monday,
massive,
going all the way through to the Sunday, which I think...
When it started on April 1st, I thought that was a joke. Yeah.
There you go. I'm glad you got that one out. You feel better now.
I do.
Anyway, what a week it's going to be. I really like the concept of joining the Junior Championships with the Open Championships to make one big Australian Athletics Championships.
If ever there was a festival of athletics, that's it. That's the one.
It certainly is. And obviously the day before that, there's a big fun run west on the Sunday, so that will sort of kick-start it off out in Western Sydney, where they'll run through the new Western Sydney
the zoo.
So that should be good. As you see up on your screen, that is your lineup for the men's 200 metres. So we will quickly run through those. Kieran Paget, Harrison Hunt, Jake Doran, Alex Hartman, Rowan Browning, Aaron Breslin, Liam Moss, and Seth Norman. Now, the athletes aren't yet out on the track, so we've still got a bit of time before that happens. But this is definitely going to be one of the showcase events here at this event. Obviously, those 4 athletes in the middle, Jake Doran, Alex Hartman, Rowan Browning, and Aaron Breslin.
Now, for Breslin, this is the night we want to get him sub 21. He's got a 21.01. He's got a 10 300-metre PB. Doesn't add up.
No.
So we need to sort that. Isn't it nice to have a coach that will put your numbers on for you?
Oh,
That's one of the tricky things of a bodysuit. You can't just have your numbers on your singlet and pull it out of the bag. You've actually got to put the suit on and then number up. It's kind of hard to reach around the back.
As you can see, Peter Boll and also Josh Ralph on your screen there. 2 of the athletes that will feature in that men's 800 metres. But as you said, Alex Harmon went 12.4 over in Queensland. Not 12.4, sorry, 20.4 in Queensland. Did have a wind-assisted performance, but the body still went 20.4, and that's the big thing here. And this track, it's fast, the conditions are good, the winds are going to be legal, there's not going to be any worry. So if Hartman crosses the line in 20.4, it's going to be a legal 20.4. But I think his main challenge is going to come from Browning. Obviously, we saw Browning in the 400 Sydney Track Classic. He went out like free beer.
21-3.
21-3.
Electronic biomechanics split.
There you go. That's a solid first split of a 400 to be able to try and hold on to that. Led them into the straight. Led them all the way through to 360 metres.
I think he rattled a few of them there. They were like, is he going to come back?
Yeah.
He did eventually.
He did eventually,
Very
but it just shows that he's in form, his speed endurance is up, which means the back end of this 200, I think he's going to be strong, which is also Hartman's strength in his race. So it could be a ding-dong battle here in this men's 200 metres.
You happy you got that one in?
I am. You always got to get a ding-dong in there somewhere. So there's Browning, Doran and Breslin.
Now, if anyone follows Curtis Marshall on Instagram, did see Rowan trying the bodysuit on. He wasn't sure if he was going to go the zip up or the zip down. It looks like, you know, you think talking about Fash Cam, he's gone with the zip, you know, half down. Bit of freedom.
Bit of half and half. All right. Works in a pizza, why not in a bodysuit?
It's like most things in life. Now, Harrison Hunt there, the South Australian, 21-26 over the weekend as a junior. He was part of the 4x1 for the World Under-20 Champs in Tampere. He was part of the relay team with Jake Doran. We'll see what he can get around the track in. Maybe he can get dragged around by those athletes on his outside, but it is the four that you mentioned, Doran, Hartman, Browning and Breslin. I think Hartman's probably got the best of the lane draws here.
Yeah. Just having Browning on his outside, being able to watch him, run off him, use him as a guide. Because Browning's going to be quick out the blocks, obviously the 100-metre specialist.
And for a big man, Hartman has a great bend on him.
He does.
He's very quick off the bend, which is surprising. He's the four-time in a row national title holder.
Yep.
Won 5 national titles together. No one in this field has won a national title. So he's got the experience.
But, yeah, I have a sneaky feeling that Breslin may dip under that 21 tonight.
I hope so.
It's just when he runs over here, he doesn't have the competition that the Eastern States guys have. Being able to run against other quality athletes time and time again, where Breslin is significantly faster than most athletes over here. He did have a race against Zoya. Just got Zoya on Wednesday night. But Zoya doesn't run 200s very often. So usually it's just Breslin out in front, dominating races, not having anyone push him. And here he is. He's going to have 3 other guys that are really going to come at him and come at him fast. As we see the discus results there, Matt Denny, 64.49, just shy of that 65 metres that was needed for Doha. He'll have a couple more attempts at it throughout the summer. Courtney Hines, fresh off his WA state record in the shot put, 51.57. And Daniel Kirk will round out that top 3. As you see, the women's 200-metre results, Sophie White, 24.23. Alana Jukic, 24.77. And Jasper Kang, 24.84 to round out those top 3 across the line in the women's 200. So as we run through the lineup, it was Padgett on the inside, Hunt, then Doran. There's Hartman. There's Browning. The second time we'll see him this season. First time over the shorter distance. There's Breslin, the hometown favourite, running for the Perth Track Club. There's Moss, another South Australian in this field.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Seth Norman. I think he was featuring in one of the Little A's races earlier, so he's taking the night off now, gone to bed. Oh, actually, I hope he's watching on the live stream. from the car park.
So good start there by Doran. He was probably the quickest away. Browning starts to make his move around the bend. He's gone past Breslin. He's going to lead him into the straight. He's got a good lead over Hartman and Doran. Browning's looking good. He's looking strong. He's holding at the moment. Hartman's trying to come at him, but this is Browning's race. He's running away with this one. Look at the clock. 20.76. Nice run there by Rowan Browning. The wind would be legal. The windsocks not moving an inch. So wouldn't be surprised if we see a 0-point wind on that one. 20.76. That's solid running there. That's close to a personal best for Browning, just shy of that. Doran may have just snuck up there for second. It was a dip on the line with Hartman. And Breslin just sitting in behind that. So what a bend by Browning.
Yeah, just class around the bend. And he'll be better. That's his first full flat-out sprint that we've seen him do, apart from him going out like a crazy man in that 400 metres. He'll be better for the run. Next time you run a 200 metres, it's just one of those races where you back up, you get faster and faster and faster, and your body gets used to it. He's down for the 1 and the 2 at the Queensland Track Classic, so he might be able to replicate something like that similar. It's probably going to be a lot warmer there, but he might have a few more races under his belt, and I think it's going to be something pretty special.
I tend to agree on that one, and that's the thing. This is just the start of his season. I know it's March, but he's had some injury issues, and he's worked through those. He's back into the full swing of training, and he's now back out there competing. And to come out for your first sprint and go 20.76, that's not bad.
Down to Tamsin,
as we throw down to Tamsin, who's with the winner.
Enjoyed that a little bit more than the 400 metres in Sydney.
Yeah, like the 400 was definitely pushing my range by a good 50 metres or so.
No, but I got to tell you, everybody else really enjoyed watching you run that race. You've come this season a little bit of a different angle. You're known as a 100-metre runner. You just missed that Commonwealth Games final. But obviously your fitness is going pretty well.
Yeah, that was a focus. I had a few issues through the off-season, so I was just trying to push my comps back, get the work in, get fit, get the speed under my belt, and launch into the season from there.
Okay, so when are we going to see you hit the track in 100 metres?
Next week in Brisbane.
Oh, it's going to be a fast field. Can you make any predictions for us?
I haven't looked at the start list, but last time I ran in Brisbane was just before the Commonwealth, and it was a great meet, so if it lives up to last year, it'll be another great meet.
And obviously your goal is the 100 metres at the World Champs this year?
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. I mean, I'll run a few more twos. I would have liked to run a little bit quicker tonight, but it's the first one in a long time, so we'll get there.
I think you just missed out on having a nice tailwind, the only person tonight. But obviously you ran the 400 last week. I do have to ask this. Do you have a goal of joining that 4x400 squad for the World Champs?
No, that's what I keep telling everyone, that I got to the 350 and realised I might get 4x4 call up. So switched it off.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 200 metres, Rowan Browning.
Yeah, smart tactics there, switching it off with 50 to go by Rowan. Well, one more race on the program. And there they are, your official results 20.77 for Rowan Browning. Jake Doran, 21.09. Hartman, 21.11. Breslin, 21.23. Harrison Hunt, 21.66. And Liam Moss, 98. Cam Paget, 22.42.
Browning really ran away from him in that one.
Yeah.
And it was the bend.
Strong bend, and that was it. It was all over. He was strong to the 150. He held it, and he's only going to finish stronger every time he runs the 200 metres.
Yeah.
At Coles, we're proud to be a major partner of Athletics Australia and Little Athletics Australia. To celebrate the partnership, we're donating millions of bananas to Aussie athletes and providing equipment grants to Little Athletics centres across the country. They're just some of the ways that we're helping support Australian athletes run, jump, throw this season. Good things are happening at Coles.
Well, if you're still awake back on the East Coast, you've stayed up. These 800 runners are about to put on a show. Now, we have been informed that the pace will be now, they've trimmed it back a bit. It won't be a 49.5. They're aiming for a 50 dead. Hoping the boys can get dragged through just a tick over 50 seconds. So, you know, Joey, maybe 50.2, 50.3. They're trying to get that Doha qualifier, get as many of those guys as they can under the time. 145.80. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, that's for sure. And as we run through our start list, this will be our pacemaker, Jun Matake from Japan. He's been training out in Australia. He's got the pacing duties. Dylan Stenson, the man who's been hunting a sub 147. 147.04, his personal best. Tonight may be the night. He might be able to sneak into those 156s. Mason Cohen next up. Strong athlete, PBs over the 4 this year. Brad Mathis, a New Zealander. He was a Commonwealth Games finalist last year. He'll be hunting that 146 sub. 146.04. Josh Ralph, Com Games rep as well for Australia. Here's a 145 man. Jai Perrott, he's actually got the Australia lead right now. The fastest outdoor 800 so far for Jai Perrott, 147.74. Rory Hunter obviously saved himself for the big show to finish off the program. Now, next up, Commonwealth Games bronze medalist Luke Matthews. He's an expert tactician over these events. And he's back in Perth. Took out the win in Stockholm. Peter Boll. He won the under-20 title out here back in 2013. And rounding out the field, your Australian record holder. He's moved to Victoria. He grew up in Queensland, Joseph Deng. It's nice and still out there. Cohen, he'll be looking to improve on. He has medalled at Nationals. He knows how to get in those fast races. Luke hasn't done an 800 for quite some time. He won the 1500 comfortably at the Hunter Track Classic. We'll see if he's got the speed in the legs. Deng finished 4th in the 600 at Hunter. Bowl won it. But after their indoor races over in Europe, Deng's now secured himself both the indoor and outdoor 800 metre times. We'll go from the inside. It is Stenson, Cohen, Bowl, Mathis, Matthews, Ralph, Deng, Perrott, Hunter, and Matake taking the pace, and that's him right on the outside. Let's see if they can go through nice and evenly. Deng's looking comfortable at the moment. Bowl and Stenson, and that's at Mason Cohen right there as well. Rory Hunter not on the pace at the moment, but it's Matake out in front. Deng and Bowl looking comfortable. Stenson, then Cohen, Perrott, Ralph, Luke Matthews, Brad Mathis, and Rory Hunter. And I think Luke Matthews is probably want to sit back a little bit and, you know, ease his way through this race.
Yeah, definitely. He's doing that just right now, and you can see the pacemaker is really taking this out. And Joey and Pete just sitting in there behind. There's a little bit of a gap at the moment. You probably wanted to be up on the heels a little bit more as we see Matthews start to make his move at the bell. Joey still leading this race. And we should see the pacer start to make his way off the track now, as you see. And Joey takes over this race with Pete following in second.
Yeah, 300 metres to go. It is Joey Deng out in front. Just a tick over 51 seconds. It's Deng out in front with Bowl. Here comes Luke Matthews now. He's moved his way up to third. Brad Mathis starting to come into the picture. Stenson not working backwards, though, at the moment. And here comes Ralph around the outside, but 200 metres to go. It's Deng out in front. Bowl, Matthews, Mathis, Ralph, Cohen. Here comes Perrott into the picture. He's got the fastest time on the outside. He can finish as they enter the home straight. It's Joey Deng, the one arm sleeve, striding out down this home straight. Here comes Luke Matthews on the outside. He's grinding up. He's got a bit of speed. Here comes Josh Ralph into the picture. It's Joseph Deng on the inside, but here comes Luke. Luke's worked his way into the gold medal position. He's going to take the win there, 1:45.48. That's a Doha qualifier. He's done it.
He's done it.
I think we might get 3 under that.
Yeah. What a run there by Matthews. Didn't go out. Sticks with it, comes into the straight, lets go, and runs past a tiring Deng.
We say that the qualifiers come in 2s, but it might have just come in 3s.
Jeez. What a run that was. It just looked like it was a paced run for Joey and Pete for majority of that race. Luke was well off it with 150 to go, and then he starts to make his move, starts to wind up, still fairly fresh, comes through and just starts charging past the rest of them as
well,
they
we
come
saw
down
that
the
at the Commonwealth Games. He was nowhere to be seen with 200 metres to go, and all of a sudden, bang, there he is, pops out the other side and gets the bronze medal. And for those who hung around, as we see the Coles replay, Joey Deng just too much out the front. Luke really working hard, and great run for Ralph there. He could have worked his way up into a qualifier. He really put through. And depending on where that clock stopped, we might see some of those guys. I think they might be just outside that time there, but Luke, comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. What a run.
What a run from Luke Matthews. He's taken the qualifier.
And to be honest, outfit of the night.
Putting yourself under pressure. You haven't raced since your injury last year in America, and then you come out and you put yourself in that field. You must have been pretty nervous before it.
With those two boys, Deng and Bowl, I've probably never been more scared than I did in that race. So when first 200, I was clock watching it. We went out in 25, and I'm just thinking, Jesus, I am struggling. But it was good. Every time I looked up, they just looked like they were just getting a little bit more lactic, so I just kept hope. At the top of the straight, I was like, well, second will do. And they're like, nah, screw it, let's go for it. So I think I got the World Champs qualifier. What was it? 45.4, I think? Yeah. I'm going to Doha, so I'll take that.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty impressive race first up, back from injury. You are the perennial racer. You must have a lot of confidence in your ability tactically.
Yeah, and I think for a 1,500 metre runner going down to the 8, my strongest should be the last 200. So I thought I put a bit too much work into it, but I managed to get the win, and that's just good to get the monkey off the back. And I just think it shows that we might possibly have the greatest generation of 800 metre runners coming through right now. So, you know, if us three are on the start line of world champs and we make it to the final, I think the Kenyans would be pretty scared of us.
Gosh, that's music to the ears. So your goal is obviously the 800 for this season in Doha, or are you still tempted with the 1500?
No comment, next question.
I love it. Well, I'll let you go do your warm down. Luke, I love interviewing you. You're a fantastic athlete. You're a great personality for this sport, and you're a wonderful racer. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Perth. I love this place.
Putting on a show for the guys, ladies and gentlemen, who've hung around for this event. There he is. A big thanks to the Perth crowd. The Jandakot Airport Track Classic over for another year. We leave with 3 Doha qualifiers, a national under-18 record, some huge PBs, but it was really, I think the field stole the show tonight.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that one. Obviously on the pole vault runway, on the long jump runway, even out in the discus cage. It was definitely a night of field here today, but Luke Matthews did shine on the track and has capped off a wonderful evening here at the Jandakot Airport Track Classic.
Now, the Super Summer Series is not over. We will be back for the Queensland Track Classic next week. There's no break. We're straight back into it next week. And the National Championships starting on the 1st of April in Sydney. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Tamsin, Matt Lynch, Ben Offerins. We'll see you again next time.